Thanks for tuning in. Joey Moss, Bad Boy MTG. We have ourselves Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Finally, spoilers have arrived. Let's just dive right in. All right, we got Arlen, the PAX home. Is that home? I don't know. Her head's covering up her name. Interesting, huh? And Arlen, the Moon's Fury. This one's pretty cool. So there's nightbound and daybound. There's night and there's day kind of stuff, which we've seen before in the past. I don't think they called it night and day. They called it something else, though, back in Innistrad times, or Shadows over Innistrad. So for 4+1, this is a Planeswalker. Until your next turn, you may cast creature spells as though they had flash. I always like that. You know, sneaking something into play real quick. Maybe, getting a blocker up out of nowhere, killing off one of your opponent's creatures. Something like that. Some special little neat tricks, or some kind of combo synergy that goes in there just at the right time. And each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. I love that as well, because counters are fun. Maybe that'll help out some proliferate builds. I don't know. For -3, create 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. -3, though. That seems kind of brutal, but I don't know. Maybe it works with her. I mean, she only has one, loyalty counter left on her after all that. But Nightbound, this is like the other side of it. +2, add 2 green. Add 1 red or 1 green. That's good. That's good for ramping, really good. 0 until end of turn. Arlen, the Moon's Fury, becomes a 5/5 werewolf creature with trample, indestructible, and haste. That's really good. Overall, I'd give this a B+. A B to a B+. Maybe a B. I'll give it a B. It does everything that you want red green to do. You got haste. You got +1/+1 counter splashing. You can create creatures. You even got a crazy indestructible trample haster. I mean, that's pretty out there. So pretty cool. And the whole flash thing is really neat as well. It's only for creatures, though. Keep that in mind. Then we have Curse of Obsession, 5-drop. That's right. We're going back to cursing people. When's the last time you cursed someone? For 5, enchant player. This is an aura curse. Nope. No, actually, yes, it is. At the beginning of enchanted player's draw step, that player draws 2 additional cards. At the beginning of enchanted player's end step, that player discards their hand. You probably want to put this on yourself, but in Commander-like game, this is for Commander, okay? This is the Commander cards. Not all of these are going to be Commander. The first one was Standard. This is Commander now. You can tell by the symbol right there. It's a little different, okay? But, man, in a Commander game, you can give this to the right person, if they're SOL or about to be dead, or, they're your teammate or whatever the case may be, politics, whatever. Now they're going to jump back up in the game, Now they got some cards they could work with. Hopefully they can cast both those cards, depending what stage of the game they're at. And, just bounce back up in the match. I think that's pretty neat. Or you can maybe, if someone has too many freaking cards, they have one of those, they're running a deck where it just has, there's no hand limit, and they already got like 20 cards in their freaking hand, on turn 6, 7. Well, you just dump this on them and then slow them the hell down. They got to just get rid of all the cards in their hand. I mean, it could serve multiple, you can have multiple reasons you could use this card and apply it. So pretty cool. Here's Avacyn's Memorial. It's a big 8-drop legendary artifact. Anything Avacyn's pretty cool, though. Indestructible. Other legendary permanents you control have indestructible. So the legendary artifact, guys. They had no marble, so the faithful repaired her likeness with wood, straw, twine, and clay. That doesn't sound very indestructible to me. But in this situation, other legendary permanents you control have indestructible. And this itself has indestructible. So the only way to get rid of this crap is to exile it. Or, if you had a sacrifice, or if there was some crazy board wipe that came through that, globally affects permanents. Stuff like that. But this is pretty neat. 8-drop. Now we have Jadar, Goldcaller of Nephalia. The art on this is sweet. I think that, we're gearing, in my mind, not gearing up, but I think we're headed that way to where this is my favorite art. This whole, I like black and white. I like black and white photos. I can't speak for everyone, but myself, I like the black and white photos. So seeing or art, just overall. So seeing how they're doing this, especially with the lands and whatnot, this is looking really freaking hot. These cards are coming in looking spicy, if you'd say. Here's your Gold Caller of Nephalia, legendary human wizard. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Decayed, new mechanic, it can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at end of combat. So you're never going to run this in some kind of sack build, or even like you get a benefit when a creature dies build kind of thing. You're going to want to run it somewhere in those lines. Seems pretty interesting. I do like this version much better. The other art, the black and white, looks cool. I'm not going to spend too much time on any card. I'm not going to just dive into, well, you can run it in this deck and that deck and this deck and this deck. And we're not going to do that. We're just going to get through the cards. Just so you guys have an idea of what's out there. Tavern Rufio! Is that Rufio? Is that Peter Pan? No way. Tavern Smasher. So this is really simple. It's just a common card. But Daybound 2/5. Basically, you cast 2 spells, you flip it. Becomes a 6/5. Or is it no spells? We'll find out momentarily, I'm sure. Moving along. Sigarda, Champion of Light. Here's a cool one. Again, sweet art. I got to have all these on the right. On the right. My right's your left, right. Yeah. I want that one way over there. Sigarda, Champion of Light, legendary creature, angel, and is she beautiful? You know what's funny in the Bible? You ever see how they depict angels? It's nothing how man depicts angels. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, flying, trample. Then again, the Bible's a depiction by man. Moving forward. Just look into that someday. Flying and trample. Humans you control get +1/+1. It's got a 4-drop. 4-drop Coven. When Sigarda attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That's not bad. It does. More human support is always sweet, man. We're going to see some nasty human stuff this time around. I'll tell you that. She has flying and trample. I like that she has trample. Anybody else? A lot of angels don't have trample. Take a look at angel history. There's not too many angels with trample. There's a few out there, but not really many. So seeing her with trample, I'm sure because she has green in her as well, it makes it a little easier to run trample with her. But very, very cool. This is a fun-looking card. And this is going to be in Midnight Hunt, of course, with the mana symbol. Or with the symbol, not mana symbol, set symbol, just so you guys know. Here's the lands: Overgrown Farm, Deserted Beach, Shipwreck Marsh, Rockfall Vale, and Haunted Ridge. They all enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. So you already have to have 2 other lands out. I like these. I think these are actually good lands. I'm not sure the value on them, whatnot, but Overgrown Farmland. Haven't we seen these before? I feel like this has already been done. It has been done. I know it's been done. Back in Innistrad, Shadows of Innistrad, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm crazy for saying that. No, I'm not. I know this is all too familiar. The names look so different, though. I don't know why. Okay, maybe I'm off on this. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you control 2. There's a battlefield tap unless you control 2 or more other lands. It's not difficult to get that to go off. Just make sure you're running a decent amount of basics or whatever other lands it is. Shock lands, whatever the case may be. Depending, of course, what format you're in. Brutal Cathar, and it flips into Moonrage Brute. So here's Daybound and Nightbound explained. Human Soldier Werewolf. When this creature enters the battlefield or transforms... when this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature and opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. Okay? Daybound. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night next turn. So that's how it works. If no spells were cast, it goes back. If a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, then it becomes day next turn. That's how this whole daybound, nightbound works. This other side of the creature, first strike, it has ward, pay 3 life. That's not bad. So that means you can't target it unless that opponent pays 3 life in addition to however he's paying for targeting, Pretty cool. Lenore, Autumn Sovereign. Human Noble. She ain't no angel just yet. 4-drop, Coven at the beginning of combat on your turn. This is going to be in Commander only. Beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. So much card draw stuff going on. That's good though. There has to be card draw stuff. Sometimes I just wish there was like other things they could do, but card draw advantage is the biggest thing in Magic that usually determines the outcome of a game, is having card draw over your opponent. It's pretty simple stuff. Your deck could be mediocre, your opponent's deck could be amazing. But if you just have double the cards that they're drawing, chances are you're probably going to win, unless they're an awesome combo player. So, yeah, this card's okay. Pretty cool. 0/4. I wish it had something else on there, but I guess it's all right. It's solid. It's nothing spectacular. It's just okay. Light Up the Night. X, this is in Midnight Hunt. X and 1 red. Sorcery. Light Up the Night deals X damage to any target. It deals X +1 damage if that target is a creature or planeswalker. Flashback for 4. Remove X loyalty counters from among planeswalkers you control. If you cast this spell this way, X can't be 0. I kind of like this. It's very, there's no other two ways about it. It's synergistic with planeswalkers. I mean, if you're going to use that flashback ability, you better be running some freaking planeswalkers or something. But I think this is a pretty neat card. It can definitely deal with your opponent. Yeah, any target. That's really cool. I think this is one of the more powerful spells. I mean, shit. You run some Chandra planeswalkers. Well, in this one, Arlen. Whatever the case may be. Yeah, this is going to be a fun card to run with alongside planeswalkers. Nothing else really more to say about it. Dwarnheart, Rejuvenator, Pestilent Wolf. Here's some commons from the set. One's a mana dork, big dork. 2/4, 4 to drop though. You gain 3 life. You get to add 1 mana. And then if they had a card draw on that as well, it would be okay. That'd be good. Pestilent Wolf 3. Pestilent Wolf gains Death Touch and Stone of Turn. Just some common stuff, guys. Here's Arlen, the Pack's Hope. I will bring this up a little larger, but this is all 3 versions of her that you can get your hands on there. We just actually know I covered this already in the very beginning, but this is the other. This is all 3 versions that you could have. You have your borderless back, showcase, Equinox, and standard frame. I don't know which one I like them up. I'm kind of teetering towards these over here. I like this, but this is pretty wild too. The whole Equinox thing, the showcase. I like the showcase look on a lot of cards. I think it's pretty cool. And then you have the old ordinary over here. But the extended one's cool. I don't know. I wouldn't mind having any of the 3. So this is one is strictly for Commander. Visions of Duplicity, Visions of Dominance, Visions of Ruin. I'm just gonna read the first part. The flashback 8 or 10 on there. You guys can just have at it. I'm only gonna read it once. So exchange control, the blue one, right where I'm blocking. Exchange control of 2 target creatures you control. Okay, and it's flashback. It's 3 to do this. Flashback is 10. This spell costs X less to cast this way, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. That's not bad. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it. So, legit, this is a whole cycle here. Visions of Dominance, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Visions of Ruin. So basically, it does something in each of the colors that, we're used to it always doing. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. For each artifact sacrificed this way, you create a treasure token. Oh, it's pretty cool. Then we have Visions of Glory and Visions of Dread. Create a 1/1 white human creature token for each creature you control, which is 5 casting cost. And then for 3 casting cost, Visions of Dread. Target opponent puts a creature card of their choice from their graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Target opponent puts a creature card of their choice. What? Target opponent puts a creature card of their choice from their graveyard. Oh, I get it. Onto the battlefield. Sometimes you got to read it a few times. Yeah, I get it. On the battlefield under your control. Hopefully, I mean, if you run some exile effects in your deck and you exile the right cards and you make sure that they have some nasty, huge, freaking creature in their graveyard, that's pretty cool, But you can also flash this back, do it again. So, not bad. Then we have some more commons. Unruly Mob, which has been printed before. Festival Crasher. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Festival Crasher gets +2. +0 until end of turn. That one's not too bad. For a common devil, it's not too bad. And then we have Tovaller, the Midnight Scourge. Has it finally arrived? I think so. Did we finally get a really cool commander card? Is this the answer? Did the werewolf community rejoice? Well, you guys tell me. I gotta hear your thoughts. Is this the werewolf you've been asking for? Whenever a wolf or werewolf you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's a lot of card draw, man. I mean, isn't that what you want? Yeah, I think so. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more wolves and or werewolves, it becomes night. Then transform any number of human werewolves you control. Ooh. Whenever a wolf or werewolf you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, so it has that static ability on both sides. And then for X and 2, 1 red, 1 green, target wolf or werewolf you control gets +X/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. That could be a big freaking boy. Is this the answer to the werewolves? To all you guys out there who want a really sweet commander werewolf, maybe. But this is only in rare. Are they going to give us something else in mythic that is a human werewolf legendo? We're going to find out. I think they should. I hope they do. I cannot promise you. By the way, it's looking like we're not going to see any madness this time around. So we're going to have to wait till next time. Maybe in the next set. I think next set we might see some madness. Might of the Old Ways and Candle Trap. It's got Coven on it. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If there are 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. I like that little bonus if you meet a stipulation. Enchant creature has Defender. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. It's got Coven, Sacrifice, Counter Trap, exile enchanted creature. Activate only if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Then we have Enduring Angel. This is a big boy. That's a big girl. Big girl. See, look, no trample. See? Flying and double strike, 3/3. 5 mana to cast this. 3 is white. You have hexproof, so you couldn't put an aura on someone or deal a lightning bolt. You couldn't lightning bolt someone's face, if they have this. Okay. If your life total would be reduced to 0 or less, instead transform Enduring Angel and your life total becomes 3. Then if Enduring Angel didn't transform this way, you lose the game. Well, that would kind of suck, huh? Flying, when you transform it, flying, you have hexproof. Angelic Enforcer, it loses double strike. Enforcer's power and toughness are each equal to your life total. That can become a very big chick. But you're going to have to do it the way where you don't want to lose the game. You can't cheat in Angelic Enforcer, basically, is what they're saying. Whenever Angelic Enforcer attacks, double your life total. That can be pretty nuts, man, especially with additional combat phases and stuff like that. Could you imagine? I mean, this thing can get out of hand really, really freaking quick. I think it's a fun angel. It's going to be fun to play with her, without a doubt. Bait Hook Angler, and Hook Haunt Drifter. You got the Disturb for Deuce, and then you also have the Spirit over here. Okay, Disturb for 2. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed for its Disturb cost. I like the band Disturbed. I do. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed for its Disturb cost. Oh, yeah? Flying, if Hook Haunt Drifter would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. 1/2. The card's weak as shit. Moving forward, we have Defenestrate. Defenestrate. What? Defenestrate. Defenestrate. Okay. For 3, destroy target creature without flying. Cool. Arrogant Outlaw. 3-drop. I like this dude's look, man. He is creepy, huh? When Arrogant Outlaw enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. 3/2. It's a common. What do you want? Galvanic Iteration. Deuce drop. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's pretty brutal. What's brutal is the flashback. Better potent than predictable. That's pretty cool, man. Seems like a pretty powerful card for only Deuce. So, Galvanic Iteration, legit. Then we have Beloved Beggar and Generous Soul. Disturb again for 6. You may cast this card from your graveyard, transform for disturb cost. I like that, man. So it could be a 4/4 flying Vigilance Spirit. So this one's an uncommon. If Generous Soul be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So you can't just cheat this into play, basically is what they're saying, you know. Pretty cool. I like that. 4/4. Yeah. This is a pretty decent uncommon, I gotta say. Jeez. And then here's Helt, the Rot Cleaver. I haven't read this one yet. Whenever another zombie you control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. It can't block when it attacks, sacrifice at the end of combat. At the beginning of your end step, this is for Commander. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a zombie if you do draw a card. So, yeah, you're going for card advantage here, fellas. You want to get some freaking card advantage. There's a Decayed zombie right there. So this thing could just keep coming back in a sense. Create a 2/2. Yeah, if it didn't have Decayed. I mean, that's pretty slick. I mean, as long as there's a zombie, you know, paper, you know, dies, give it Decayed, comes back. Oh, it's so annoying. All right, so there you go. We have more. No, we don't. This is just a different art for that one. I do like this one. I didn't spend much time on this, but this one seems pretty fun. It's a zombie warrior. Could have been a zombie ninja if it wanted to. There's Arlen yet again. What are your thoughts on Arlen? I think that is I gave it a B. I gave it a B. The Werewolf, I give that a B plus for the new commander. I give that a B plus, man. I think that's really good. I think it's very good design. I think it's what a lot of us have been wanting. So I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts, feedback. Do you hate the show? Do you love this show? What do you want to do? You know my name is Joe. Anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Tonight, also, I'm going to be dropping, it should be tonight. It should be tonight. It may be postponed until tomorrow. Eternal Masters. 4-box break. Freaking entire case. It's going to be nuts. Stick around. You're going to want to see that. Thanks for tuning in, ninjas. Leave a like. Skadoosh.